Hi, I'm John and welcome to the Jigsaw Puzzler. As you can see, I'm in a different location today. I'm not at home, I'm away. I didn't even know whether I'd get this episode done in time for the weekend, but let's see how we go. Today's puzzle is this one. It's called Late Night Ramen. It's a beautiful graphic design depiction of a Japanese feast, ramen noodles and all the trimmings. It's designed by Alice Oehr. Now, Alice Oehr is an artist, and this is the second puzzle with one of her designs that I have completed so far. They're really lovely designs and they make great jigsaw puzzles. Alright, on the design itself we have a wood look timber table with a whole range of Japanese foods on different shaped dishes. There are spoons and little plates and dishes with all sorts of things on them. I'm not going to even attempt to identify all of the things that are on this jigsaw puzzle. Suffice it to say that there are two large round plates, one with black chopsticks and one with blue chopsticks beside it. There is a black rectangular plate over here. There are two spoons. There's a blue plate with, I think, rice on it. There's a small black dish, a square white dish with a blue stripe, a small circular white dish with a blue design on it with chilies on it. There's a blue and white striped dish over here with an egg on it, or half an egg, and some leaves. There's a rectangular white dish here with a blue edge with, I think, what looks like dumplings on it. There's a circular dish up here with a blue striped edge. There's a pale brown dish with some meat on it, and a scalloped edge blue dish over here, and there is some seaweed nori hanging off the edge of this plate. And then there are a few little bits and pieces all over the table. A couple of peas or beans, a chopstick stand, little slices of shallots, various other little spots and things on the puzzle. So it's a depiction of food. It's an artistic representation of them, so it's not a photograph. And it really is a beautiful image. I purchased this secondhand, I think for about $5 or $7, and hoping that it was going to be complete, and it is. All right, the quality of this puzzle is a little on the thin side, and it is a little bit of a loose fit. It was hard to pick up some pieces to move them around in sections, but that being said, the appeal of the design of this one was what drew me to it. So I was prepared for something slightly lower quality, which it is, but nonetheless it's a very satisfying puzzle to do. A puzzle like this looks quite daunting. So how did I attack this? Well, you really have to take this puzzle as a number of small puzzles in one. So what I did with the sorting is that I pulled the edge pieces out as per usual, and I knew that I was not going to start with the edge because much of the edge appears to be just plain timber with the timber grain on it, and that wasn't going to be very useful to me to start putting this together. But what I did do was I did a blue pile, so that included the rim of this dish here, this little one here, this spoon, this one here, and this one here, and this one here. Then I did a pile of paler blue, which is this one, and this one, and I also pulled out the blue straight lines, which were the chopstick. They were all in a couple of piles there. I then pulled out the red chilies, so there are 3 piles of chilies there, plus these 2 chili sauces. I pulled out this sort of deep red rim of this plate and the stripe of this spoon here. Now I put all the reds together in one pile and did sort them later. And I think that was about it. And I just set to work in the beginning, just working on the plates. So I grabbed the red pile and just did this one and this one. I grabbed the light blue pile and just worked my way around piece by piece, putting the little elements together. I eventually pulled out the black pieces and put this plate and this plate together, and the 2 chopsticks over here. So bit by bit, colour by colour, and this really was a colour by colour puzzle, I got all of these plates together, and of course many of the pieces help join 2 elements together. So for instance, there are pieces here that have both the this plate, these two plates, have both of these plates on them. So they do join together. This connects to this, connect, and they don't have much space in between them. The spilled or the sort of randomly distributed other elements like these peas or this chopstick stand, this leaf here, all add to being able to fill in the spaces in between. So once you've actually done the whole puzzle, all of these pieces, they do join together and come together to make the bulk of the puzzle. Then filling in the gaps is actually not as hard as you might think. This tabletop, this timber grain here, obviously is makes you feel like it's overwhelming and very difficult to do. But to be honest, once you've got all the coloured elements in, there are so few pieces left that have just got the timber grain on them and nothing else. Now, to assist us with this, there are a couple of other things. Firstly, it is ribbon cut, but not very evenly ribbon cut. There are some wide pieces, some narrow pieces, and they tend to have an orientation. They tend to be longer and narrower on the whole, so that you can tell approximately which way round they go. So yes, lining them up. So long sides joining on with long sides, short sides joining on with short sides. The other thing is that there are a number of piece shapes. So the timber grain pieces that are left are easy to fill in because a variety of shapes are used to the holes themselves that remain are in a variety of shapes. The other thing that helps is that there are limited numbers of the same things repeated across the puzzle. So for example, there are these two plates here, the centers of these two plates are texturally and colour-wise quite similar. They've got sliced shallot and slices of garlic and noodles and chilli and these white elements with the pink swirl in them. I'm not entirely sure what they are, but the centres of both of these plates are very, very similar. So you've got two options for where all those shallots go. There are a few shallots over here, but these ones have no sesame seeds in the background, whereas these two do. So you can differentiate. There is 3 slices of meat on this one here and 2 on that board. So they can only go, pieces of those colours can only go here. This red dish in the background here, which is tonally quite similar to the background, there's only one of those. There are 3 piles of shredded chilies or chopped chilies. This one here with the brown stripe of sauce over the deep fried chicken, only one place on the whole puzzle where that colour occurs in that sort of configuration. There is a dark brown also in this sauce here and this one over here, but you know, the plates for these two are quite similar. So once you've got the plate together, there's not much left of the centre. So it is not as hard as you might imagine. It's actually quite a pleasurable little puzzle to do. Well, 1,000-piece puzzle to do. I really quite enjoyed sitting down and having a go at this one. All right, so this one was much more like doing a selection of separate puzzles. It's like if inside the box there were half a dozen to a dozen puzzles, all the pieces jumbled up together, and all you had to do first was to kind of separate the pieces and then do each one in turn. So if you focus on one thing at a time, or one area, one colour, it was actually reasonably achievable. Now, I didn't race this, I didn't rush. It took me several hours to do, but there were several really lovely hours spent doing this. I have got a time lapse. So if you watch the time lapse, you'll see this come together, and right at the end is when I finish the edge, almost completely in reverse from the way that I would normally tackle a puzzle like this. All right, so if we're going to have the time lapse, if you'd like to click like and subscribe and share my channel with your puzzling friends, I'd appreciate that greatly. Comments below, as per usual. Always welcome to make a comment about the puzzle in the video or anything else puzzle related. On with the time lapse, and thank you for watching.